All right, the next thing I wanted to show you was something we've added to the product fairly recently. It's our TMC trend analysis. And the whole idea behind this is trying to help customers identify who's using up all my tapes. We are looking to help you identify certainly patterns and give you drill down and visibility into those types of situations. IntelliMagic Vision supports 5 different tape management catalogs, so we support these 5 products: CA1RMM, Zera, TLMS, and Control-T. We use an IBM tape tools utility called FormCats, and what FormCats does for us is it transforms the TMC extracts into a common format that we load into tables for interrogation. In IntelliMagic Vision for COS, we support something called volume groups. We've always done this for SMF data reporting for application activity. So we could tell people, for example, here's the activity that we see for HSM, or here's the activity we see for HSM migration level 1. Here's the activity we see for ZOS utilities. Here's the activity we see for backup, that kind of thing. And we apply those definitions then to the TMC data to allow us to be able to give us workload categorization of the TMC. And we're of course, loading millions of information about millions of volumes of tape volumes. And in this process, basically, we're also categorizing the workload. So you can then say, all right, here's the value I have for this particular type of workload that's going on in my environment. An example of this would be certainly the volume group backup, and I've got the program as ADR DSSU or FDR, and that being that DFDSS or FDR being the backup utilities. The volume groups allow for categorization by job, by program, by dataset name, by DD name, device, or media. But the program or DSA are certainly the most useful ones that we can have for TMC analysis, because those are common elements in just about any TMC record in terms of here's the program that actually created the data set, or here's the actual data set name. The TMC data that we load into the database is actually a point-in-time capture of the library. We don't keep, interval information about that. It really, the problem is it really doesn't have any particular timestamp when we load it. So when we load the data, we actually load it with the timestamp of the accompanying data that's with it, the last interval. We keep summary data. We will summarize this data, though, by volume group for yearly trending. And then the trend volume count, we also trend the volume counts. We'll be trending the megabytes by volume group, those kinds of things. So the idea is saying it's in the trending yearly place, the report set. There's the tape volumes. And this is not particularly interesting because this is a single day. I don't have a lot of days, so I need you to use your imagination a little bit to think, well, what if this were, weeks or months worth of data? I'd hopefully be able to see much more trending going on. Let me apply this change, and now we'll be looking at multiple days in order to try to see or spot a trend. The first trend I can spot right away is the scratch pool, which is actually a very pleasant trend in that I'm seeing, the scratch volumes actually increase or improve. This is nice, but I think I would prefer to see this as a line chart rather than a stacked bar chart. So I will customize this and change it to a line. And what I'm seeing is the ECCST, which is the virtual tape volumes in this environment, basically went from a scratch count of approximately 6,462, and the ending value is somewhere around 7,738. So that's kind of a nice bump. Bumps like that, though, are going to happen periodically from time to time, in intervals whenever, whenever I run the actual housekeeping to be able to bring things, start scratching tapes, etc. So this type of bump isn't so much important. What we're concerned about more or less is saying I don't want to see a downward trend of the scratch, and I want to be able to see, all right, if I do have a problem, where is it? So here's the actual volumes that I have available to me. And I have almost 250,000 volumes in this particular environment. The largest use of volumes is actually in a group called Other. Now, one of the things I can do is a drill down where I say, all right, I want to see what Other looks like. And it will give me characterization then of all the different programs that are used in this Other. And I see SyncSort as one of the larger programs that's in use. Although these are flat lines across, again, kind of imagine that if you had a line that was actually increasing, I'd say, okay, the number of volumes in this particular group, if you will, is actually increasing for who knows what good reason. From this point, I'll be able to go to the actual current volumes on sync sort. And if I click on this, I'm actually looking at the point in time point in time that we're keeping for the current TMC. And so I will see all the different volumes that actually are there and available. Oh yeah, it's more than a few volumes. But at any rate, it does show you now, here's the detailed specifics about that particular group of volumes. We're looking at the group other. We're looking at the specific sync sort program name. And these are all the jobs that we know about, all the tape volumes that we know about in the TMC with that particular characteristic. So you can see that, for example, here's the creation dates, and some of them are quite old. Now, if it's not for permanent retention, in this case it says it is, but if it's really not permanent retention, certainly these would be candidates for scratching possibly. So that gives you an idea of some of the capabilities that we have in terms of the new TMC analysis that we make available.